call upon the ancestors. I call upon Vast. I'm here with my son, T'Challa. Heal him.
Ancestor worship is found in many cultures all across the world. Prayers and offerings are made because it's believed the spirits of ancestors live on. They believe that they can influence the future and the fortunes of the living relatives. Ancestor spirits are also thought to act as mediators between the living and the Creator. The truth is, the belief that the spirits of our ancestors continue to reside on earth or guide us from the spiritual realm is just not biblical. And nowhere in the Bible are we taught that the dead act as intermediaries between Yahuwah and man. However, the Bible does teach that Yahushua was given that role. Let's read that in 1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 4 through 5. Who will have all men to be saved and to come unto the knowledge of the truth. For there is one Elohim and one mediator between Elohim and men, the man Hamashiach, Yahushua. Let's take a look at what the angel sent by Yahuwah tells Esdras would happen to us immediately after death. This is 2 Esdras, chapter 7, starting at verse 75. Esdras said, I replied, If I have found favor with you, Yahuwah, show this also to your servant. After death, as soon as each person gives up his or her soul, will we be kept asleep until the time comes for you to begin to renew creation, or will we be tormented right away? He replied to me, I will show you this too, but don't associate yourself with those who have shown contempt, and don't count yourself among those who are tormented. You have a treasure of work stored up with the Most High, but it won't be shown to you until the last times. Now a word about death. When the final sentence goes forth from the Most High that a person should die, when the spirit recedes from the body, so that it may be sent again to him who gave it, the first thing is to stand in awe before the glory of the Most High. If the spirit belonged to one of those who showed contempt and didn't keep the Most High's way, if it is one of those who despised his law and who hates those who fear Elohim, these spirits don't go into their dwellings, but will immediately wander about in torments. They will constantly grieve and be sorrowful for 7 reasons. The first reason is because they despise the law of the Most High. The second reason, because they can't now effectively change their hearts and lives so that they might live. The third reason, because they will see the reward laid up for those who have believed the Most High's testimonies. The fourth reason, because they will consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days. The fifth reason, because they will see the dwelling places of others guarded by angels in great silence. The sixth reason, because they see the torment coming upon them from now on. The seventh reason, which is greater than all the previous mentioned reasons, because they will melt away in confusion and be consumed in disgrace. They will wither in fear when they see the glory of the Most High, before whom they sinned when they were alive, and before whom they are to be judged in the last times. The arrangement for those who kept Elohim's ways, is this when they begin to be separated from the corruptible body? In the time of their exile, here they labored hard to serve the Most High. Every hour they endured danger so that they might keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly. Therefore, this is the word about them. First, they will see the great joy, the glory of him who receives them. They will have rest on account of 7 orders. The first order, because they struggled hard to overcome the evil thought fashioned within them so that it wouldn't lead them astray from life to death. The second order, because they see the panic in which the souls of the wicked wander and the punishment that awaits them The third order, seeing the testimony that their Maker has testified on their behalf, because when they were alive, they kept the law that was given through faith. The fourth, understanding the peaceful rest that they now enjoy, gathered in the resting chambers, guarded by the angels in deep silence, and understanding the glory that awaits them in their last days. The fifth order, rejoicing at how they have now escaped the corruptible and how they will have a future inheritance. Moreover, seeing the narrow space, full of labor, from which they have been freed, and the spacious place they are about to receive and enjoy, now that they are immortal. The sixth order, when they are shown how their face begins to shine like the sun and how they begin to be like the stars, as beings of incorruptible light. The seventh order, which is greater than all those mentioned, because they will rejoice with confidence and will trust without being disappointed, and will rejoice without fear, for they hasten to see the face of him whom they served when they were alive, and from whom they are about to receive a reward now that they are glorified. This is the order of the souls of the just, as is announced immediately, and those previously mentioned are the ways of torment that those who paid no heed will suffer. I answered, will time therefore be given to souls after they are separated from the bodies to see what you told me? He said to me, they will be free for 7 days, so that they may see in those 7 days the things that have been foretold. After this, they will be gathered in their dwelling places. I answered, if you look on me with favor, show your servant further whether on the judgment day the just will be able to seek mercy for the wicked or intercede for them with the Most High. Will parents be allowed to intercede for children, children for parents, siblings for each other, relatives for those close to them, faithful ones for those most dear to them? He replied to me, because I do indeed favor you, I will also show you this. The judgment day is decisive. It reveals the seal of truth to all. Even in here and now, a parent doesn't send a child, or child the parent, or master his servant, or a faithful friend a dear confidant, so that the one should understand or sleep or eat or be taken care of in the other person's place. Just so, no one will ever intercede for another. Everyone will then bear his or her own deeds of justice or injustice. I answered, how then do we find that Abraham first interceded for the people of Sodom, and Moses for our ancestors who sinned in the desert, and Joshua who came after him for Israel in the days of Achan, and Samuel in the days of Saul, and David for the plague, and Solomon for those in the sanctuary, and Elijah for those who received the rain, and for a dead person that he might live, and Hezekiah for the people in the days of Sennacherib, and many for many people. If therefore the just prayed for the wicked, when corruption had increased and injustice had multiplied, why won't it be the same then? He answered me, the present world isn't the end. Glory does not continuously remain in it. And so those who were able prayed for the weak. But the judgment day will be the end of this time and the beginning of the future, in this time in which decay is no more. Indulgence is undone, unbelief is cut off, but justice is fully grown, and truth arisen. Therefore no one will then be able to have mercy on someone who has been condemned in the judgment, nor to overwhelm one who has conquered. I answered, this is my first and last word. It would have been better if the earth hadn't brought forth Adam, or when it had brought him forth, that it had forced him not to sin. What does it benefit everyone to live in sadness during the present time, and when dead to expect punishment? Adam, what have you done? If you sinned, the downfall wasn't yours alone, but also ours, who are descendants from you. What benefit is it to us that we are promised an immortal time, but we have done works that bring death? What good is it to us that everlasting hope has been predicted for us, but we have utterly failed? What good is it that safe and healthy dwelling places are reserved, but we have behaved badly? What good is it that the glory of the Most High will protect those who have conducted themselves decently, but we have conducted ourselves indecently? What good is it that paradise will be revealed, whose fruit remains uncorrupted, in which there is plenty and healing, but we don't enter it, for we have visited unseemly places? What good is it that the faces of those who practiced abstinence will shine brighter than the stars, when our faces are blacker than darkness? While we were alive and doing evil, we didn't think about what we would suffer after death. He answered, "These are the rules for the contest in which everyone born on earth takes part. Those who are defeated will suffer what you said, but those who conquer will receive what I say. This is the path that Moses declared when he was alive, speaking to the people. Choose life for yourself, so that you may live." He answered me, "The Most High made this world for the sake of many, but the future world for the sake of few. But I will tell you a parable, Ezra. Just as when you ask the earth, and it tells you that it provides much clay to make earthenware, but little dust from which gold comes to be, so the present world also works. Many indeed are created, but few will be saved." As the angel of Yahuwah explained in great detail exactly what happens to our spirit after death, this completely debunks the whole theory that we can contact our ancestors after they're gone. We shouldn't be praying to them nor worshiping them. The Bible tells us that we are not to worship any other God but Yahuwah, our Elohim. Furthermore, since diviners and sorcerers were thought to be able to contact the dead, in which are really just demons, we were expressly forbidden by Elohim to use these people. Satan has always used lies about worshiping other gods and even ancestors to try to lead people away from the truth of Elohim's existence. Ancestor worship is wrong because it goes against Elohim's specific warnings about such worship. Furthermore, we learned exactly what happens to our spirits after death, so we know that we cannot contact our ancestors. It would be in everyone's best interest to read and study for yourself and get a good understanding of Scripture, because Yahuwah said that many indeed are created, but few will be saved. Do not let this world lead you astray with their vain philosophies, false narratives, and fake indoctrinations. This concludes my video. May Yahuwah bless you and keep you safe in this dark hour. And until my next video, Shalom.